Good morning. It's the 9th of February, 2021. This is Anthony G. Palermo, episode number 2 of The Griping Weirdo. Welcome. I'm the Weirdo. I'm sure you got my heavy criticism of the band Pantera in my last video, or I call it Glamterra, and why I don't like them, and that kind of sums it up in one word, Glamterra. But if you want more details about my critique of Pantera and why they're not even considered a metal band by me, a heavy metal band by me, go ahead and look at it. That's episode 1 of The Griping Weirdo. And I don't like showing my face because I'm on the run. I'm being chased. Most wanted? No. No, it's because people criticize a lot and they kind of stalk too, so I don't care to have my face plastered all over the internet. I think people that expose their personal information, including their own pictures or videos, are foolish, especially on Facebook, which I canceled because of their censorship and their spying. I'm only on Facebook, and that's one major reason why I'm here. So yeah, I'm protecting myself from the villains that be. Who are the villains? Well, it's the people that do shit like that. Oh, hold on a second. Yes, that's Plastic Man you're seeing there. Part of the Justice League or whatever. DC's finest. I'm putting up Plastic Man because he's like an underground hero. He's like the most underappreciated superhero, more so than Ant-Man or whatever. So Plastic Man needs and deserves attention as a classic guy. So yeah, this is articulate by our articulation. You can move well, anyway, I don't want to do that right now. You can move the fist and everything. Plastic Man. So he's going to be my new stand-in, I guess you'd say, my ghost. The first video was a C-3PO, in case you don't know. The golden C-3PO. With no strange arm on him. And anyway, so Plastic Man, let's bring him back, man. Let's hear it for Plastic Man. Move over, Batman. This dude is this cell phone just rang. This dude is awesome, man. Good morning. He says good morning. Let me get to the point here, okay? This video is going to be kind of a random shot, not a specific subject, but per se, it's not only going to be one subject. There'll be several. Plaz will lead the way. Okay, buds. What's my gripe today? Well, it's not a gripe. I just want to know what your opinion is of a certain news story that just came out on Twitter. I saw, and no, I'm not a Twitter hipster. Of course, me a hipster? No. But on Twitter, there's a news story, and of course, all over the news probably, that the Cracker Barrel, the restaurant, the Cracker Barrel, which I've never been to, supposedly is, here we go with the racism thing again. And I'm not really for, I'm all for racial equality, but there's different things going on in society. It's a two-way street. Racism goes in all directions, not just one, not just white on black, which it traditionally is. But in this news story of the Cracker Barrel, apparently it's back to blaming a white or Caucasian tradition on a whip, which it looked to me like a phantom whip. I don't know. I hear there's like a little tiny whip in the Cracker Barrel logo. So yeah, there's like if you can find it, I don't know. I haven't studied the logo of the Cracker Barrel yet, but I'll go ahead and I just vaguely remember seeing it. Now I'll look it up on Google. I'll Google it, image, see what I get, and I'll let you know in a future video what I think of that. Meantime, what I want you to do is, I'm trying to get him to a point, but can't do that with a hammer fist. Anyway, what you want, you see how weird I am? Anyway, what I want you, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, to do is go to my Twitter account, or add me, follow me on Twitter, and you'll see a poll there, a survey. You know how they have those. They're pretty slick how they do them on there. Nice and simple. They're not, they're not, some of them have poor graphics and all that, but Twitter's is pretty smooth. And there's a poll there asking you, like, what do you think of the Cracker Barrel whip? Do you think it's racist? Do you think it's not racist? Or are you undecided? So please go to my Twitter account, and it's the hashtag, not the hashtag, the at is Atari Tony, like the old gaming console. I'm very nostalgic. Atari Tony. Simple as that. Capital A, capital T, Atari Tony. Also listed on the description of this video if it goes through successfully enough. Anyway, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to try to make this short and explain one last time why I'm not showing my actual face, because, again, you get stalked. I got some, butt monkey sent me a message saying I look like something like a predator or something like that. Like you making up shit as he goes along, and saying I look like a trailer park predator or some shit like that, just based on my looks. Doesn't know me, knows nothing about me. And if you did, I'm far from that. So anyway, he can go. If I saw him, I'd probably stick Plastic Man up his ass. But anyway, I just deleted the comment, ignored it, which is the best thing to do. So that's why I'm not on here. I don't want people making juvenile comments about how I look. Who cares what someone looks like anyway? So if I look like trailer trash, I don't know. Maybe that's kind of a good thing. I don't know. So, again, Cracker Barrel, the whip question. What do you think of Cracker Barrel's whip in the logo? Again, cast your vote on Twitter at Atari Tony. Also, you can use it to message me. And keep it polite. I'd like for you to follow me and send comments about these videos or whatever, and maybe make suggestions for other ones for the griping weirdo. But follow me, and if you have good, I got to give you a warning though. If you're on the other side, because I'm a MGTOW, proud to be men going their own way. I'm on that side. I do know some MGTOWs I don't consider MGTOWs. I'm kind of on the defensive end of it, I guess you'd say, because there's so many wicked radical feminists out there that absolutely hate men. They're called CAMs, KAMs, which stands for Kill All Men. That's how morbid they are. That's how demented. That's how criminal they are. And how the hell the media and society is allowing these female supremacists to get away with that, I don't know. But anyway, if you're on that side, sure, you can try to follow. You can try to follow me, and that's fine. But if I find out that you're on the other side, and I hear you putting up, I read your posts on Twitter or retweets or anything, and they're very negative towards the male species, men or boys, I'm going to remove you. I'm going to block you too. So be warned, it'll be a waste of your time to follow me if you're on the other side. Okay, since I'm here, I'm going to try to not be so, I blabber a lot. That's my thing. I'm addicted to talking. That's one reason I'm here. I'll bore the hell out of Plastic Man too. So, yeah. What was I going to say? What does Tony have to say? So you got my contact on Twitter. Also, if you want to email me, I think I'll give you my email address. Exclusive email address. And keep it polite, keep it tasteful. Otherwise, you're just going to be ignored and deleted. And never to talk again or communicate again. It's what is it again? Anthony 4. Is that right? Anthony 4, altogether, lowercase, number 4. No, not number 4, spelled out. Anthony 4 at tappy, TAPI .re. Weird address, but that's the one I use directly on my cell phone. It's through an email app. So it's Anthony4 at tappy.re. And that's tappy as TAP as in Paul I. .re as in like regarding. So go ahead and send your mail there. I guarantee there will be a response when I get to it as soon as I can. Possible. And if it's tasteful. And if you're respectful in the email. Okay. moving forward, so yeah, make sure you take that poll on Twitter. Email me if you want. Send your comments. And let's see, what else are we doing this morning? Valentine's Day is coming up. Isn't that exciting? No. It's not for many people, especially with the feminism thing going and female supremacists and how they ruin dating as much as they have. So this is a little bit about MGTOW and the red pill and all that. I consider myself MGTOW, and I'm working on getting some, the symbol going. One more comment about MGTOW. I was trying to touch on it earlier, but there are people in MGTOW that are moles, so be aware of that if you're new to it, and you really are upset about the media, the governments supporting women over men, female superiority, radical feminism. Just beware of the moles. You heard of trolls, and there's moles too. So these are people that pretend to be MGTOW. Someone probably are COINTELPROs, which stands for Counterintelligence Professional, which is hired by the government. I kind of think Alex Jones is one of them. Sorry, I don't like Alex Jones. I know what he is. I know he's a fraud. He's not on our side. that dude, and he acts like a maniac on purpose. That's how he brings you down. Gets people to believe that they're a bunch of wackos, and that's how they bring you down. So he acts like a wacko. But anyway, what I was saying, there are people like that in MGTOW that are not on our side. They just pretend to be on our side. But how do you know? How do you test them? So you can delete them from your life. Look at their comments on YouTube. Look at them on other social networks if you're on them. And find out what they say. Like, oh, well, there's a lot of chauvinist men out there and all that. But not all MGTOWs are chauvinist. I read a comment like that. Not all MGTOWs are chauvinist. Like, red flag, dude. Number one, they neglect to bring up all the... They use the word, of course, misogyny, which is a real thing, of course. But they neglect to bring up misandry. And they don't mention misandry in their comments, but they're attacking men, even though they claim to be MGTOW. Red flag, dude. Delete them from your life. They're not worth the time or effort. Maybe respond to them, but they just move on from them. Got more important things to do, I'm sure, as I do. So when they respond like that, yeah, they say, or send out a comment or perhaps a video saying, oh, there's so many pigs and, people, woman-hating men in MGTOW. And they don't mention anything about the man-hating in girl power, or the femtards is what I like to call them, the female retards. Feminist retards, I'm sorry. There's males too, of course. Those are called simps. Wimpy simpies. Or simpy wimpies. But anyway, if you get that kind of comment where they criticize us from within and claim to be on our side, red flag. Delete them from your life. Just kick them, boot them out. They're not worth it. They're frauds. They're moles. They're COINTELPROs. So, let's see, what else was I going to bring up? So, yeah, I want to do that. Also, I just dropped my bookmark. I need to pick it up again. Oh, there's another way you can not contact me. I'm sorry. I want to give you a website. I want you to visit a website. My website, my new one, which is a sort of a parody, more like a critique in a way. No. What is it anyway? It's a spoof. No, I don't mean spoof like stealing information. It's a Google website. It's a Google site. And it's called the Palermo Dictionary. So it's sort of a response to the Urban Dictionary, which I've had a few complaints about. But they are accurate on MGTOW and misandry and simps and all that. I like how people... there's plenty of MGTOWs that go to Urban Dictionary. This is called a Palermo Dictionary on Google sites. I don't have the website offhand, but if you look at it, you just search for it on Google sites. The Palermo Dictionary, capital P, all capitalized. The Palermo Dictionary. There's again, it's sort of kind of makes fun of the Urban Dictionary in a way. What it is, it's not common slang. It's a slang dictionary, definitions, but it's actually, how do you put it? Words that are underground. They're not popular. They're not. You probably never heard any of these words. A lot of them I made myself, and that's the whole thing. Well, where does slang get started from? If someone makes it up, the word or the phrase. So I got like words and phrases there that just starting this out that are not known, or they're very little known words, and they're pretty harsh. So be warned if you're a feminist or a radical feminist, a female supremacist or whatever, a simp or a white knight or something, you're going to be very offended. It's not for everybody. It's some very harsh words and definitions, but they're very valid. They're very true. And I started off with a feminist criticism word, and I'll tell you what that word is. It's femtard. Femtard, which is pretty easy to figure out what that means. Feminist retard. So if you're one of those, you're going to find that pretty offensive. But I also criticize the gaming culture, people in the gaming culture, the hipsters, and especially hipsters. I don't like hipsters, but I want to make it clear in this video series and on the website, the Palermo Dictionary, that I lost my bookmark again. Do you ever have that? Your brain just goes, ugh, especially in the morning. What was I going to say? I want to make it clear. Oh, yeah, that, boing, there goes the light bulb again. It's back on. That my definitions of pop culture, because I critique pop culture, you could tell this. I'm going to have a whole series doing this stuff and attacking what's wrong with pop culture today. Let me put that in capital letters. Today. I'm not criticizing yesterday's pop culture because that's expired and it's in the past. Okay, I'm talking about now pop culture. What do I mean by that? I mean like Viking culture. I mean biking culture. I mean metalhead culture. I mean fake cowboy. That's what I call it. Fake cowboy culture compared to real cowboy culture. I don't like posers, and I mentioned about Pantera and how they're a bunch of posers and overrated. Sorry, but it's true. So I call them out with these words. A lot of these, or a certain amount of these definitions, words and definitions, criticize people like that. Hipsters, popheads, and that's a word that's not even known yet, so I'm going to enter that one in the dictionary too. Pophead. You think, what's a pophead? Well, nothing to do with popcorn, although I got another definition to tell you about there. Pophead is somebody that's simple, same thing as a hipster. And a pophead, they're into pop culture. That's all they do is follow pop culture all the time, trying to stay on top of it, be hip and cool, and they're not anything of the sort. They look stupid and retarded. So a pophead is somebody that's, retarded, basically. Follows pop culture to the T. Whatever's popular now. I didn't even follow pop music much at all. I'm just trying to think. Shakira or something. I don't have no idea. But I know Britney Spears is griping about something. But anyway, but yeah, pop culture, pophead. Okay, you got that. I'll mention one more word I haven't listed yet. That one is, pophead is there, but this one here isn't yet. I'll list this one soon. It's Hipster. You heard of, I just said hipster, right? Hipster. Hickster. One in God's universe is a Hipster. A Hipster is a hipster who pretends to be a hick. We got a lot of those around. Elephant sitting in the living room. I'm going to expose them. I'm going to point them out. I'm going to call them out. I'm sick and tired of these posers, fake cowboys, fake rednecks, pretending. I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous video or not, but mentioning it now. If you're a fraud, you wear a big fat cowboy hat on your weekends, but you work in a law office in the city, Monday through Friday, you're a poser and you're a hipster. You're just it's cowboy culture, redneck culture is mainstream now. It's hipster culture. A lot of phonies, a lot of posers. I'm going to call all of them out. Why? Because I think it's insulting to the real ones, the ones who really are cowboys or rednecks. I mean, I lived in Georgia. I lived in Alabama. I know rednecks. I know small town. Okay, my grandparents were countries of people you can know, rest their souls. But I don't pretend to be a cowboy or a hick. I'm a metalhead, as you can tell. I got long hair. I love metal. That's my favorite genre. But there's posers of metal too, and I'm going to put that in there as well. The word for like fake metalhead is somebody, it's a hipster. I just call them metal hipsters for lack of a better word or description. But metal hipster is, someone who, of course, a metal hipster, for lack of a better word, is somebody who claims to know metal, just like you say with country or whatever. And I'm more metal, of course, but they say they know metal, right? And all they know is like one song by AC/DC, like Thunderstruck. Poser. And I have a lot of these people I run into. They're very annoying and insulting to people who really are metalheads. I call it seasoned metalheads. We're seasoned. I guess that's the way to put it. More experienced, I've been a metalhead since the 80s, man. I know all about these bands. I know the history of real rock and roll and heavy metal. And it was birthed in the 80s. God bless the 80s. So, people that say that and they say, oh, I just know like one or two songs by AC/DC and I think I know a song by Joan Jett. That's all you know, huh? You call yourself a metalhead or a rocker. Wrong? You're nothing of the sort. You're a poser. And get the fuck out of my face. It's insulting to the genre, I mean, there's some wonderful bands out there. Excellent, wonderful bands. In all genres and subgenres. And they're not, they claim, to be a metalhead, it means you know about these bands. You know the history of metal. You don't have to know every song, every album. I don't. But I do know a lot of them. I know who Iron Maiden is. I know who Judas Priest is. I mean, goddamn, if you don't know who they are, you're no metalhead. That's signature metal. Okay. So, and my band is Slayer, of course. But I still think they founded metal. But I could be wrong. But they go pretty far back. And further than Metallica does. So I still love Slayer. They're number one for me. Favorite band. I love their dark, satanic. I'm going to get into a subject on that too. That might be the next episode. What I want to do, and of course I'm just one man, but I'd like to restore metal, heavy metal, to its dark roots, and rock and roll. There's too many pussy posers, these fake people that claim they're metalheads or rockers, and they're pussifying the genre, and it's making me real mad. It's been making me mad for years. Not that I turn into the Hulk or anything and act berserk, but it is offensive. So we need to go and say there's nothing wrong with satanic metal. There is nothing wrong with dark metal. There's nothing wrong with twisted metal. There's nothing wrong with what people say is sick metal, whatever. I mean, there's some really sick sounding band names out there, but they're good bands. And it's all make-believe. Make-believe. So the thing is, I don't know if I've been through this or mentioned this already, but the reason why you had the satanic thing with Slayer, like the kings of this, they mastered satanic metal. I think that should be a genre, subgenre. But satanic metal, it was like, they're not satanics. Tom Araya, as we know, is Catholic. You should know that if you know metal. I'm Christian. Full on non-denominational Christian. Love Jesus. But I love satanic music. I love satanic metal because it's dark, it's rebellious. The reason why they did that, I believe, metal bands in the 80s, is because people were criticizing them, just like they did at the beginning of rock and roll. Oh, they say, well, you guys are a bunch of, degenerates who probably sacrifice babies or something. And the metalheads that were forming their genre at the time probably shook their heads and said, we don't do that, dude. And nobody would believe them. So they just went, and said, hey, fuck you. If you're gonna call us all these things, Satanist and whatever, we're gonna pretend we are Satanist. And so here you go. So that's what they did. And they had the spinning records backwards and everything. I think it's cool. I love that tradition. I'm just very nostalgic with that. So that was a rebellion to people who criticized metal, heavy metal bands. And they just said, if you're gonna call us this, we're gonna be this, or at least we're gonna make you think we're these things. To think we are, but we're not. And it becomes obvious after a while. It worked. And that's why metal is so popular even now. But, of course, it's popular now because of the pop culture, the hipsters, which is the wrong reason to bring it back. So what I'm going to do is separate real metalheads from fake metalheads, as well as all other pop culture um, lifestyles, I guess you would call it. Separate the posers from the legits. I call them us legits, you know. And again, restore the dark side of metal. It should be dark thrash and death metal. All kind, you know, going back to Iron Maiden. I mean, they had dark themes in their music, and Judas Priest as well. You know, you have dark metal there, twisted metal, and evil. There's nothing wrong with, because evil can be good and good can be evil. So, no, heavy metal's not about hummingbirds and flowers. Sorry, millennials. Sorry, hipsters. It's not about that. It is about satanic lyrics, and they do have satanic, and it's wonderful. It doesn't mean they are. It just means they're pretending to be Satanist, but they're, you know, they're actually great guys. They don't harm anybody. Just make great music, dark music. And then what I want to do is restore the darkness of metal. You know, I'm sick and tired of these wussy fake metalheads saying, "Oh, it shouldn't be. I don't like listening to those violent bands like Slayer because they're so mean. They're so mean." I'm like, fuck you, get out of my face. You don't know metal. That's what it's all about. Dumb shit. You're not listening to fucking Lady Gaga or whatever, this, you know, or Justin Bieber. Going to Justin Bieber, please stop making Justin Bieber comments on here. I mean, that's really getting old. It's childish, it's juvenile. Justin Bieber's not a thing anymore. It's 2021. Keep up with the times a little bit. Justin Bieber does not exist now. He's not even in the charts. I don't know where he's doing. What, is he retired or something? I don't know, but I don't hear much about him. I don't follow pop music, but still. Quit picking on Justin Bieber. He's dead. That's like beating a dead horse, you dumb shit. So quit making Justin Bieber jabs. It's my advice. He's very old. I guess people on YouTube don't evolve very fast. But anyway, that's my point. So we're going to separate the posers from the legits. I'm going to do that, attempt to. If anybody wants to join me, hey, you're feel free to do so. We can link our videos together, man. We could partner up. We can pal up and expose the other side of cultures, I guess you'd say. Heavy metal especially. Oh, and going back to country and other genres, do I like country music? No. I don't like country music. Sorry, hipsters. And that's one reason why. But it's also because country, and you know, I respect the old artists, Willie Nelson and all that, but it's just not me. It's not my lifestyle. I'm into the hard-hitting stuff and the rebellion of metal. There's no rebellion in country music, or very little. But it's also very simpy music. It's very white knight. And I don't like white knights. As you know, I don't like simps. A lot of country music is about worshiping women and kissing women's butts, and that's why women like country music so much. Feminists do, I should say. And I'm not into that. I don't kiss anybody's butt. I don't want nobody to kiss my butt. So, especially a radical feminist. So, I don't like country because I don't ever hear hardly any critique of how evil certain women can be, or anything that promotes or has, like, you know, pride in being male, I guess you'd say. Maybe there's a few, but it just seems real wimpy to me, you know. And then they got the fake accents, you know, the twang that's not even legit. You got posers, you know. Going back to that, you know, I heard there's on YouTube there's a country version of Motley Crue's "Home Sweet Home." I think it's a disgrace, that song. It sounds like crap. This guy goes, "Home sweet home," and I say, yeah, shut the fuck up, fake cowboy punk. Go back to the suburbs with your lawyer dad. I mean, I can tell these country artists are such fucking posers. They're even worse than the fake metalheads, because they pretend they're all country, living on a farm, living on a ranch. Shit, dude. You probably don't even know what a cow pie is. But anyway, so many posers, I'm going to call them out. I'm sorry. So maybe it sounds like I'm narrow-minded. I've been called that before. I just don't like fucking posers. I don't like fakes. I don't like frauds. And that's what a lot of these country people are, a bunch of frauds. Now, the ones who are legitimate, I got respect for. I have no problem with real cowboys or real rednecks, because I've been around them. I got friends who are legitimate rednecks. They ain't afraid of tobacco. They ain't afraid of hard liquor. They ain't afraid of women. That's a real redneck. If you're afraid of any of those, you got problems, and I think you're a phony. you're a poser. So don't even try. You know, you see these rednecks and they're afraid of, you know, they're like sissies. They go to yoga class and shit. A cowboy going to yoga class? What the fuck? Doesn't make sense. You know, yoga is for women. I don't see that being a man's a man's activity or exercise. Yoga? I mean, come on now. I'm sorry, I know that maybe sounds sexist and all that, but it is a woman's art. There's way more women doing that than men. And if there's a man you see doing yoga and they pretend they're like badass or something, think again. Tell them to think again. Yeah, it's really sad. And then, you know, you got these cowboys that talk, so-called cowboys talking on cell phones all day. They're hipster. They're hipsters, like I just mentioned earlier, that word I'm going to put up on my dictionary. Hipsters. Hipsters that pretend to be hicks. Posers. Similar to poser. Let's put what the words are similar to. So, hipsters beware. No posers, no phonies, no fakes, no frauds. I don't accept any of you. And nobody should. So if you want to join my forces on this and separating legits from the posers, you're more than welcome to. I'll be glad to welcome you on board. And by the way, did I mention, I'll put it in the description, this is for mature audiences. This whole video series is for 18 up, not for kids. So I hope there are no little ones listening to this stuff and talking to their parents about my nasty attitude. And it's not for kids. So, what else? Yeah, go to the Palermo Dictionary on Google Sites. Just search it. You know, you'll find it. I don't remember the URL offhand right now. And so separating posers. What else? What else did not cover? Stuffs. Oh, I'm on a new app called Stereo. Check it out, Stereo app. If you're on your cell phone or your iPhone or your Android. It's called Stereo, and you can do your own talk shows live on there. And I know you heard that before. You know, you got podcasts and all that. But this one's a little different. It's called Stereo because you have a co-host. You have to have a co-host. If you can't find one, they'll find one for you. You get matched with a co-host, and then you can do a show as long as you want, a live show, and it records, so you can download it. It's audio, complete audio, which I think is better than video because I'm self-conscious, as you can tell, and I don't want people looking at my face. Especially if they're gonna, you know, slander me or some shit like that one dude did. That one dude. So on Stereo, look for it, download it if you got enough room on your phone. Download it, and if you want to partner up on separating posers from legits, we can do a radio show like that. Just tell me your username on there. I'll look for you and I'll add you, and we can schedule a show together. And don't you think that would kick ass? I think it would. I'm also into supernatural stuff, and I don't mean all that dumb shit like ghost hunting and the fraud of ghost hunting. I'm talking about legit there too. There's posers in that area. Of course, ghost hunters mostly are posers, fakes. No fakery, just like legitimate accounts of yours and our encounters with the unknown, like UFOs, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, ESP or whatever, vampires, whatever, you know, zombies, of course, are trendy enough, but everything, not just one area. So anything that's weird and unexplained, hey, it fits my persona, and you and I will create a show on that if you're interested in that realm of the unexplained mysteries. I've always been fascinated with it. I love the mysteries. I don't care about the science. I don't care about the damn ghost hunting or Bigfoot hunters and all that bullshit, because they never find anything. They never prove anything. It's boring as fuck. Scientists are like, oh, this is what I think. It's like it goes on and on for fucking decades, or just blah, blah, blah. Here, Grover Krantz, you know, he passed away, rest his soul. But he was a Bigfoot researcher. And at first he was interesting, but then he just got repetitive and the same old stuff. Oh, we're going to find him soon. The thing about Bigfoot, if he is real, and he may be to some extent, but he's not just an ordinary ape man. He's not like some missing link. Bigfoot is either an alien or a ghost. The way I see it. Some think he's a demon. I got an opinion about demons, but he's got to be supernatural or super powered to exist. There's no way you can have Bigfoot going around in the limited force we have all the technology we have, and we still can't spot them anywhere. You can't see a live picture of them, anything conclusive. Just people saying that footprints is all they got. You got to get more than that, dude. And so the researchers will say this, the enthusiasts will say, we got all the proof we need. You got the footprints, you got the photos. Well, there's something called a Bigfoot we need, And I know I sound like the skeptics, and I'm not a skeptic, but what I'm saying is the difference between Bigfoot and a bear. Bears you can find in zoos any day. You can go to your local zoo right now and see a bear. You can't do that with Bigfoot. See the difference? I'll get on that subject too in another future video or podcast or whatever it takes. But see, we got bears, we got monkeys, we got apes. I don't see Bigfoot in a zoo. I don't see him anywhere else. I don't think they should put him in a zoo if they ever catch him, which I doubt. I think he's very, if he exists, he's very intelligent in a supernatural sense, or superpowered. Could be an alien. Makes me think of that old sci-fi movie, what's it called? Robot Monster. I like that classic. Kick back and watch that sometimes. Or stream it. Okay, if I'm coughing, my voice is giving out. I'm in a blabberaholic today. So, to wrap up, it's after 10 already. And if you want to contact me, the email address is Anthony4, like number 4. No, spelled out 4, not number 4. I just meant it's the same. It is 4. Anthony4, lowercase altogether. Anthony4 at tappy.re. TAPI.re. I'll list it on the description if I can. And Twitter. My Twitter account is at Atari Tony. Like the old Atari. Have you played Atari today? Hey, I grew up with that stuff. I love old gaming consoles. I got a PS1. So that's how much of a loser I am. So I like those old retarded games. They're primitive, but they're great. They're fucking great. Like a cold, and every time you play one, it's like drinking a cold brew. It's fucking great. Cold brew in the summertime. I'm a home brewer, by the way. So we can talk about home brewing if you're into home brewing. I'm just starting out in it, so I don't know too much yet. But I'm having success with home brewing. Definitely. So I think when we get the next episode, I'm going to get into actually stoners. I know some of you are cheering, yay, stoners. Well, I'll tell you what, I got a big critique about you. So beware of that. It's not a poser thing. It's more of a bratty thing, a brat thing. And I'm getting sick and tired of hearing stoners like the attention whoring. They're attention whores. They're like saying, oh, I'm so stoned right now, and it's like everybody applauds like it's a big fucking deal. I'm stoned. Oh, it's like, as if you're like witnessing the birth of a baby or something when they say I'm stoned. I'm stoned, dude. Yay, yeah, let's clap. Like, fuck you. Getting stoned is nothing special. It doesn't mean shit. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore. I'm not trying to be a do-gooder. I don't think they should make weed illegal, marijuana illegal. But they should shut the fuck up and quit announcing like it's such a big deal getting stoned. It doesn't mean shit. It just makes you a little tired and you go to sleep. Don't drive a car if you get stoned, whatever you do, on weed. We used to call it grass back in my day. But, grass. So, yeah, I don't know what the big fucking deal is over weed. I don't know. It's just a fucking relaxant. It just relaxes your mind a little bit. I was there, I know. I smoked bongs. I smoked the whole thing. Well, I feel like shoving a bong up a stoner brat's ass because I'm sick and tired of all the attention whoring they do. It's annoying, I mean, I can't. Is that how bored we are in this millennium, that people actually cheer on someone just because they're smoking a fucking bong? And like it's like a cure for cancer or something when it isn't? Yeah, dude, it's not that miraculous. Trust me. It's not that miraculous. And you know it isn't. They're just doing that for attention, like a little kid would do. And that's what we got, like a mindset of a little kid out there. So, juvenile society. Anyway, again, I'm not for banning it. I just think it's stupid. Amongst other things, other issues I have with people. So I'm here to criticize the 2020s. Watch out. Okay. Atari Tony, at Atari Tony on Twitter, Anthony4 at tappy.re, the email, and go to my website on Google sites, the Palermo Dictionary. Spread the word. Tell your friends. If you have any suggestions, I'll be glad to read them. Just be polite, or you'll be blocked. I don't want to put up with more juvenile stupidity. And if you're a stoner, you're going to criticize me for talking smack about stoners. Well, you can be blocked too, because you're not listening. If you say like, "Oh, you want weed, ban weed," well, I didn't say that. Rewind. I never said that. I said what I want to ban is people attention whoring over it like it's a big fucking deal, because it's not. I can think of a million things more worth cheering on, or cheering on than fucking smoking a stupid bong. Big fucking deal. It will not cure your cancer. It might make you feel better if you have cancer. I hope you don't, but it won't cure it. Okay. So anyway, yeah. Also, check out the Stereo app again. Stereo is all it's called. It's a Stereo app. It's a wonderful little platform. Pretty great interface. They have one quirk in it where I wish they would let you... See, when you get on there, you have to hear a show if you're not broadcasting on Stereo app. So if you don't transmit, do a live broadcast with the there's no cam. It's all audio. With the audio, you have to... either do one or the other. So you're going to have to listen to other the duos they have on there and their radio shows, and you may not want to, so you have to turn your volume down. Even if you exit the app, you still hear them talking, the talk show host. So they need to fix that quirk so you can just stop it all. You don't want to broadcast, you don't want to listen, you just want to thumb through it a little bit. Thumb through it, or whatever you do. Use your finger or whatever to get through you just swipe, get through all the radio shows. And they got some very professional ones on there, but I'm not too interested in those because I'm more underground, as you can tell. I come out of the sewer. Open up the plate and come out just like a monster. Well, I'm a good guy monster. Yeah, that's for sure. Remember, folks, one last note before I go. Remember that sometimes good is evil and evil is good. So people that pretend to be good can be hiding a lot. People that are evil could be miscategorized a lot. So remember, don't fall into all this do-gooder shit. A lot of it's fake. It's very poser. Okay, see you next episode. Episode 3 coming up of the Griping Weirdo, and my Plastic Man will return at some point. Say goodbye to him. And recognize Plastic Man. Yeah, Plastic Man. The world's greatest superhero. Move over, Batman. Bruce Wayne. And I don't even like Batman. I'll get on Batman soon. I've been a huge critic of Batman for a long time. And then maybe the Punisher. Oh, yeah, I said the Punisher. Look out. Yeah, Plastic Man's going to beat up the Punisher. I've into some more super hipsters, as I call them. I got to put that in my dictionary, too. Yeah, I'm going to get on superheroes, too. Yep. Not that I have a problem with old school superheroes, but the new ones, all these new superhero movies coming out, all the Avengers and all that shit. I'll have a critique of that just in certain areas of it. But, okay. I'll close it for now and stay tuned for the next. Remember to send your comments. And Plaz, do you see the backside pretty well? Here, show the backside there. Isn't that exciting? You don't want to see that part. Hold on. So, yeah. Coolest glasses in the universe, dude. Plaz. Okay, I'll close it out, and we will... remember all the contact data I gave you. And let me know if you want to partner up. Okay, till next.